Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. We got more Yankees news for you guys. And, it was a Saturday night, and everyone was just kind of doing their own thing, forgetting about the Yankees because they've just been playing atrocious. And then, boom, news strikes from Jack Curry, and he reports that the Yankees bring in Amed Rosario. They acquire him from the Nationals in exchange for Clayton Beeter and an 18-year-old outfielder named Brahm Martinez, who's in rookie ball. Overall, my initial thoughts on the trade, I like it. Amed Rosario doesn't strike out a lot. He puts the ball in play as an 816 OPS for his left-handed pitching this year. Utility player, doesn't play great defense, but can play those positions. And the Yankees were very left-hand heavy. Now you have a guy that you can platoon in a lineup with Ryan McMahon, and Ryan McMahon struggles against lefties pretty well. And the Yankees team does as a whole. So you bring in a guy that can hit left-handed pitching, who can, give you some starts, platoon action, can come off the bench. He can do a lot of different things for the Yankees. Now, don't get me wrong, this guy is not, some superstar player coming in to save the Yankees, but overall, I think he does help the Yankees and moves the needle a little bit in the right direction. Overall, I think it's a good move. But Christian, how are you doing tonight, and what are your thoughts on the trade?
I'm doing well. I gotta be honest, it did catch me a little bit off guard, Ryan. And it's funny that the Yankees, were sitting here and they're not gonna make any more moves. I mean, offensively, that's kind of
Yeah,
it. And that
yeah,
was not their biggest hole coming into the deadline. I mean, we've seen it. The offense has been fine.
yeah,
The pitching's been
yeah,
terrible. So it's kind of ironic that they're getting all that out of the way now. But I'm all for it. Make your
yeah.
make your moves now because they're not big moves, so you don't necessarily have to wait till the end of the deadline to see what their prices are and all that. So now, kind of over these until Thursday at 6 p.m., they can focus purely on pitching. So I like that. And it's also a great move. I mean, Amed Rosario is having a fantastic year. I believe he was
Yeah.
injured for a little bit, right, Ryan? I
Cri
mean, I'm seeing he's played
yeah,
46
Christian.
games.
Yeah, Christian. He was injured, so a lot of his savant metrics don't show up. But Christian, this guy is not just like he just doesn't wake up and tear lefties and he's, a bench player. No, like this guy's hitting 270 on the year with a 105 WRC plus and expecting batting average of 307. Like he's having a really good year offensively. And Christian, you and me have talked about Rosario for like 2 years
Yeah.
because he makes a lot of sense for the Yankees. We've been saying that, and the Yankees have had connections with Rosario for years. I mean, they tried to go after him in the 2024 offseason, but the Yankees couldn't guarantee him starting time. So he went to the Rays, but the Yankees offered him a contract. And, now Ahmed Rosario is coming to the Bronx. I think like I said, he makes the Yankees marginally better. And now I think that's the end for Oswald Peraza. Might not be immediately because, Judge is going to go on the IL, so you have a roster spot there. But when Judge comes back, that I think that's going to be it for Peraza. But I think Ahmed Rosario makes the Yankees marginally better. And, especially like in a playoff series, you're facing a tough lefty on the mound, having a guy like Rosario that you could go to and give him a start. I think it's really valuable, and I wouldn't, take this move with a grain of salt. I mean, who knows what happens in the postseason? Maybe Rosario gets a big hit or has a big game against a left-handed starter. You never know. You're always trying to improve your team. As far as Clayton Beeter goes, look, not mad about that at all. Clayton Beeter's been horrible this year as a 14 ERA, injuries, right? Showed some promise, but it is what it is. And I'm happy about this move, but I would agree with you. I think offense is off the table now, Christian. You did what you had to do offensively to make those small adjustments, and yeah, now you're going all after pitching.
Yeah, I will say, just talking about Clayton Beeter first. When I first found out it was him, I got to be honest, there was a little bit of a sting in my heart, and then I kind of looked at uh his baseball reference page, and I was like, oh wow, this is a bummer because he's a guy that I feel like we've talked about a lot on the podcast before, Ryan. I mean, one of
Yeah,
like when we first started, he was probably a guy that we were talking about Yankees prospects. Oh, look at look what he can do. Look at the strikeout numbers. So a little unfortunate, but obviously, I mean, it just hasn't really panned out. So we're not too upset about giving him away. And Ryan, I hate to get this hot this early, but is Ahmed Rosario? How close is Ahmed Rosario to bringing in Ryan McMahon? I'm saying in terms of skill wise.
What do you mean? Like how of a player standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I guess people are Ryan McMahon is definitely more of a headline move, because
Yeah.
we're bringing him in to play third base specifically, but I mean, Ahmed Rosario's been a better hitter this year. The defense, I was actually pretty surprised. Terrible. I did not realize
Yeah.
that. But I mean, he's fast, great hitter. So
He puts the ball in play, Christian. That's the most important thing with Rosario. I mean, we've seen how much this year the Yankees have struggled in situational hitting. A guy like Rosario puts the ball in play for the Yankees, which I think would help.
yeah, I guess what I'm asking you, Ryan, is who's gonna help the team more?
Ooh, I mean, I guess I'd have to go with McMahon because I'd assume McMahon's going to be getting, the bulk of the reps. But I totally see where you're coming from. And I was thinking the other day, Christian, I was like, man, like the Yankees bringing in McMahon, and they have 2 years of control. 2 years of control on him. I was kind of thinking to myself, like, how far off? And I didn't look at the stats, but how far off is I mean, I know McMahon's probably a lot better, but how far off is Yohan Moncada, like, in
From
terms of defense? Like,
um
from McMahon? Because Moncada's having a really like, he's solid offensively, and he's making a lot less money, and he's only a rental. I found it in like, that's why I said yesterday, like, the Yankees don't make the McMahon move, if they don't think he's gonna be better offensively, because I just don't think they would commit to that contract, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, it was weird. I mean, you could see Moncada's defensive metrics terrible. McMahon was really one of those moves, and I almost do regret some of the things I said when we first got him on the stream. One of them was that I'd find it hard to imagine if any Yankee fans upset about this trade. And to a certain degree, like, you can look at it from angles and it doesn't look that great. And that's the simple truth. Uh, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have seen his numbers outside of Colorado. Yes, are they probably going to go up a little bit? His away numbers playing in his home park, which is now Yankee Stadium. Sure, like he's probably not going to be a 650 OPS guy, but like a lot of those baseball savant metrics are inflated from cores. He has a 92 OPS plus on the season, I believe. Anthony
Mhm.
Volpe has high 80s, and people think he's the worst ever. So I don't know. It's going to be kind of interesting to see. Obviously, if McMahon comes out and he's on a tear here, everyone's going to love him. But I'm interested to see if he is the player that he is. Are we going to like him or not? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I mean look, you touched on it before, the Yankees offense is, really, really good. I think the play that McMahon made today shows you the exact reason why the Yankees brought him in here. I mean, diving play, gets up, fires it. I mean, it was one hell of a play.
Hmm.
McMahon gives you really, really good defense. That's what the Yankees wanted. That is what they wanted. I think they do think there's upside in his bat, but at the end of the day, if the Yankees wanted to make the big bomb splash move at third base, you would have brought in Eugenio Suarez. Yankees brought in McMahon to play defense. I think they believe his offense will get better. You got to keep in mind too, Christian. This is the first year the Rockies have added an analytical department. Rockies haven't had analytics till this
All right,
season.
what?
Yeah. The first year they added an analytical department. So, I mean, he's coming over to the Yankees, and I have my qualms with the Yankees analytic department, but I do think overall it's probably I don't even want to say decent. I'm not, but coming over here, getting some different numbers, getting some different looks. I think he will be better. There is concerns I have when it comes to the McMahon deal. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you got to give the guy some run. You can't get on him. I mean, that's the player that he's been. And, the Yankees went out and wanted, defense. So, I mean, everyone's saying, Yankees got to bring in pitching. Yankees got to bring in pitching. Right? They had a hole at third base. They brought in a guy who plays really good defense. We'll see how that contract plays out. So, you know, we'll
Yeah,
see what happens. But
The Rockies thing is throwing me out of the loop here. That is, do they care about winning?
dude, obviously not.
That is insane. And that is a really good point. I do wonder if the Yankees can use their swing lab or something to get the most out of him.
Christian, that's what I'm saying. The Yankees don't bring him in. I think if they don't believe it, like I think
Yeah,
they have.
I really agree with that point because when you look at it, I mean, if he was a free agent, you wouldn't pay him $60 million. So,
No, but I think
and they
the
still gave
thing.
up prospects, so they have to see something.
Yeah. No, I mean, I mean that's the thing. Also, I feel like maybe Cashman was afraid to leave third base a vacant hole again this season, next season too. Especially if you look at some like some of the money that these players are making is absurd. I mean, the money the Yankees would have to dish out to a Bellinger next year or Kyle Tucker's probably going to get like 500 plus $1 million.
Yep.
Probably going to get more than Vlad, maybe around the same thing. Like some of the money these players are making, especially AAV, is absurd. So, bringing in an elite defender with control like McMahon, there's concerns about it. I said it yesterday. There is concerns about the deal. Should a Yankee be furious about it? No, because the Yankees are a better team today with McMahon. And I don't think it's
Well,
realistic to
yes, and that's the point that everyone keeps making. The Yankees are a better team with him. I agree with that. So that's why I'm never gonna. That's why I'm still kind of on board with the move because you got better, and that's all I care about. Do I care if the Yankees spend an extra $60 million? Not really. However, this is a guy who OPS plus is a good stat, right, Ryan?
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's never been above a league average hitter in his entire career, if we're gonna use that metric. And the thought of giving away prospects, I know they were low in the system, but who was the one pitcher was having a great year, and,
Yeah, but
and
the thing is, you're not like you have to give something to get something. Like the Yankees offense, like you say, is really really good. They brought him in here for run prevent. They brought him in here to play defense. He's an above
yes,
average defender.
yes, and Oswald Peraza was probably just as good of a defender right there at third. I know you've said he makes errors in big spots. Like sure, everyone's gonna do that. Uh, they both grade out elite at defense, and you're getting a better hitter at the position. I guess like kind of the only thought I had in the back of my head today, and who knows because it's the deadline, you take what you can get. But if we were gonna prioritize defense and not really care about getting a good hitter, which I'm totally fine with,
Mhm.
it just wouldn't it feel like we could have gotten someone else for a lot better?
I mean, who? I mean, Yohan Moncada sucks defensively. You could have brought him in for a cheaper price. But, then the Yankees would have a hole at defense, at another left-handed bat. Suarez would be the slam
No,
dunk move.
Suarez, I'm glad. I'm out. We didn't need him.
Okay, but Cabrian Hayes is an excellent defender, and Cabrian Hayes has control, and Cabrian Hayes is he's like almost as bad as Peraza offensively. So, and Hayes has control. Like there's no one else the Yankees could have really brought in. Like it's I mean, it is what it is. You can't always get the perfect player, the perfect fit
Yeah,
available.
I know that.
Um,
If anything,
so
I feel like the Rockies would either eat some of the salary though, or even really just not take prospects though. Like, were the Rockies not doing their best to get rid of his contract?
Christian, the Rockies haven't sold in like three deadlines. The Rockies organization they didn't trade Trevor Story. They said let's get a compensation pick. The Rockies are a mess. Like I said, it's the first year they've really added an analytical department, and they didn't. The last like five trade deadlines they haven't traded away. They just sit with what they have. the Rockies are the Rockies is a really tough place. It's a really hard organization to win because it's almost nearly impossible to bring in free agent pitching because no pitcher is going to want to sign with you because your stadium's a joke. So it's really tough to bring in free agent pitching, especially if you're bringing guys on short-term deals. It's impossible. So you have to grow your own pitching. The altitudes is just everything's a mess there. It's a mess. I mean, this is why they've since their exist what they went to the World Series in '07, had a ton of good play. They've had really good players. Um, they're not a complete utter failure, but you know, I mean I mean they're somewhat of a new franchise expansion team where they come around in the '90s. So I mean they're new and is what it is. So I do think McMahon will like I said, I've said it like 8 times, but I think the Yankees think he'll be better offensively. And I am, I wasn't thrilled about the move. I give it a 7 out of 10 excited. But I think he helps the Yankees and see what he does the next 2 years. So yeah,
I've
I don't
one
really have
final negative thing on him.
what.
Did you see he leads the league in strikeouts?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh,
Said that.
okay. Then that's it. I mean, I'm interested to see Ryan McMahon with the Yankees. He makes them better, but I think every Yankee fan has their full right to be skeptical about the move and simply how it's going to play out over the next 2 years. If we're trying to
Yeah.
sign Kyle Tucker next year and, oh, all right, well, we got to pay this guy $16 million to play third base.
And the year after that.
Yeah, so Yanks are a better team with him. That's the bottom line.
The
He
thing
got
that
he got his
doesn't
first hit today.
Yeah, I mean, give him some run. Give him some run, Christian. Get off the guy's neck.
Yes, no, and also if they can platoon Amed Rosario and Ryan McMahon, I'm gonna pull up his splits in a second, but that could also make both of them ridiculously better hitters, and then we could get
Yeah.
really above average production offensively at that position.
Yeah. I mean, not no doubt about it. And if you start Rosario, let's say you're in a playoff game, you start Rosario, he's not a good defender there. You put McMahon in late in the game for defense.
Yeah, Yanks have so much options offensively right now. It's almost fun to think about all the different scenarios, especially when Judge comes back and he's only going to be DHing. Do you know how many things you can do to that lineup?
Oh yeah.
It,
No, crazy. The another thing too is I never want to hear anyone on Twitter not get on Cashman for not filling a position.
I,
Like that's
mm,
that the Yankees traded prospects to get Amed Rosario. Now, I mean, the one guy is hitting like 402 in rookie ball. He's 18 years old. Who knows? That is a complete wild card. Clayton Beater, I'm not like sold on. But Amed Rosario got paid $2 million this season. Like the Yankees couldn't, and the Yankees just added on 16 or added on 4.5 million in salary with the McMahon deal. So you're telling me the Yankees could not sign Amed Rosario when they know they could have used a right-handed bat to start this season? Like it's just like
actually,
he did the
I'll let you
same
finish.
thing. He did the same thing in 2023, not getting a left fielder. Like dude, I understand you have a budget. I understand you're going to spend more in some spots. But just to see like, a guy like Rosario who they traded for and I like the move a lot, but to just see like that, it's just like what do you like you have to fill a position. You can't if you get to the trade deadline and the guy sucks, just cut ties with him if the guy's cheap. But just find someone you're gonna roll out the majority of the time. You can't have Peraza's started like 30 games at third. Cabrera started like 30 games at third. Like they had like five guys start at third base. Like it's just ridiculous. Hard to get consistency in your lineup too. That's my thing on that.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't. The Yankees were going into the season, and I don't think you need to have all 9 positions with proven guys who you're guaranteed getting production from, especially when like the Yankees had third base options. I the one thing that I won't back the Yankees on is them, they probably had DJ LeMahieu in their plans and they were wondering if he was going to figure it out. That I don't agree with. We knew he wasn't going to work out from the beginning. But like Oswald Peraza deserved run. If you weren't going to trade him, you had to just give him a shot. They had
Hmm.
Yorbit Vivas. Maybe they thought they were going to get a little something out of him. I don't think it's the worst idea in the world. And, now we're sitting here and, it's kind of unfortunate that, we're down Cole and Schmidt. Cruz is injured right now. Weaver had an IL stint. He hasn't been the same since coming back. So, there's more than just third base to upgrade. But, I mean, if everyone's healthy right now, we're probably here saying, all right, we need a bullpen arm and upgrade at third base. I don't think you need to go into the season with just every position locked and loaded. I mean, that is what the trade deadline is for. I just think the Yankees have gotten riddled with injuries, and now they have to do a little bit more. Bottom line, Oswald Peraza needed a shot. What were you going to do with him?
Yeah, I mean that's all fair. I just think the Yankees they didn't know what they wanted to do. Just like they didn't know.
And I agree with you on the left field situation was a disaster for so long. I'm just talking about this year, third base.
I, I mean, yeah, but like I'm just saying, like the Yankees could have gotten Rosario like for 2 million to play third base. Like they could have mixed in Peraza there too.
And then Peraza gets another like 10, 15 games this season, and then we're kind
I
of in
don't
the
know.
same boat.
Well, I mean, what defensive? I mean, is Peraza going to go to the Dodgers and be their defensive specialist in the postseason? Like, where's Peraza going to go? Someone's going to pick him up. His gloves keep him in the league for another 6 7 years. So, um, even though I think he gets the yips in big spots, um, but I mean, it is what it is. It's unfortunate the whole Peraza situation. The Yankees really believed in him, and could have got a Luis Castillo for him probably. And you know, the 2022 trade deadlines just. I mean, I don't get on Cashman too much for that one because it's got to be the most unlucky thing ever. We should honestly make a documentary about it. That
The 20
every single player Cashman traded for at the 2022 deadline needed to get surgery. Benintendi
it was
needed to get surgery.
was that Bader too?
Yeah, well, Bader was hurt
Yeah,
when
they
he
traded.
traded for him.
I can you believe
Bader,
that? Can you believe that also worked out? That is like a
yeah,
miracle. That was
yeah.
such a Yankees move to trade for a guy who's hurt, and miraculously he turned in like one of the better postseasons.
Because like
But
that's something where I feel like you got to tune out the like analytics a little bit and you got to look at a player. Like Harrison Bader was just built to be a Yankee. Like he grew up like a Yankee fan. He's from Bronxville, New York. Like he just had that swagger. He had that energy, like remember that one time 2023 the Yankees were in a massive skid and Bader's like Bader like went to Boone's office or Cashman's office. He's like, "Fucking activate me, fucking activate me." And he didn't play in any rehab games. And he just got activated. Like, you gotta, especially being a GM and in New York or maybe in LA with the Dodgers, but like especially with the Yankees, like you gotta look at a player, know if they're built to handle this. Like
I
that's half of the battle. And Bader he did handle the Yankees. There's some rumors they might even bring him back. And I didn't really see that at all because Yankees have so many outfielders. But I love Bader. Me and him connected a few times over social media. So he's a great guy. But yeah, Montas surgery, Lou Trevino's surgery.
Lou
Actually met his
Trevino. Yep.
parents. Actually met Lou Trevino's parents online to go in Game 5 of the ALDS. And I was talking to his parents, and his dad said that Trevino was upset he had to shave his beard.
That's why they took out the rule.
And yeah, Amed Rosario can keep the beard. And
Ryan McMahon also
Ahmed
didn't get the
Rosario,
word.
what?
Ryan McMahon didn't get the word about the beards.
Dude, I love that. That's swagger. You got to give him props on that one, Christian.
Sure, I like it. Yeah, the old Yankee
Yeah.
way.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Amed Rosario. He's come up clutch at Yankee Stadium before. Christian. He's it's got to be true. He's the first road player to hit a walk-off home run
Yeah, yeah,
in Yankee
that is
Stadium.
the stat. Yeah.
2020 COVID year. The Mets were the home team because there was like a what the game was supposed to be played at City, but then they can't like do all the travel because COVID. So the Mets were the home team, but
Travel
he hit a walk.
from one city to the same city. Yeah.
Yeah, and Chapman gave it up because obviously. And I
All
remember I was
star.
watching that game with my what?
I just said all star.
Yeah. I remember watching that game with my dad and I was just like, what what like are you serious, bro? I was so embarrassed. If that was the COVID year and the Mets were actually a good team, we would never live that down. But
Getting walked off in your own stadium. If it wasn't COVID and so many people were tuned out, I mean that could be up there with the dropped pop up. Like that is insane.
yeah, but maybe Rosario just Christian, should I get an Amed Rosario jersey?
You could so Amed Rosario is 1 for 1 in walk off opportunities at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that's a tweet post tomorrow.
That would be pretty good. Then we'd have to show the clip.
Who cares? He's on our team now.
Yeah, and Chapman isn't.
Oh, man. Chat, dude. If imagine if Chapman was like actually not a head case, like he'd be like our number one trade deadline. Well, we can't anymore because the Red Sox decided to get good. It's actually crazy. The Yankees have given up like 13 and a half games to the Blue Jays in the course of 2 months. Um, Unreal. Christian, the Yankees need pitching. There's no doubt about it. The bullpen, absolute mess. Starting rotation, equally as a mess. Marcus Stroman, his little insanity baby run was cut short today. You knew that was going to happen at some point.
Well,
Was pitching better of late, which his last start was big, but he got pummeled today, and now you don't know what to expect at all from him. Will Warren's kind of up in the air. Pitches a lot better at home. I actually trust him so much at home, and he looked good against Phillies lineup yesterday. But the blow up starts are going to happen with him and Freed, dealing with that blister. Rodon's taking a little step back, so hopefully he can get going tomorrow. But eh, do you see the Yankees going out and getting like a big time starter? Do you think they kind of just improve in the margins, like make a lot of deals, but not necessarily the big name?
I don't know because I don't really know exactly what the starting pitching market is right now.
I don't think it's
Obviously,
good.
yeah. Bubic, I know I was really high on him for a little bit, and then I mean he's been injured a lot. I think this
And
is
the Royals just went out and bought. They just got Randall Grichuk today.
are are they back to 500?
I don't know, but I mean they got to
They're
be in the
three
thick
games
of
below
things.
500, but I guess Bubik's there for next year, so I'd honestly be surprised if they even traded him. So
Yeah,
and that
but
was
Christian, I'll argue with this. Like, look at what the Tigers did last year, and they went all the way to the ALCS. They had like a 1% chance to make the playoffs. They sold at the deadline. They traded Flaherty. They sold at the deadline, and they had like a 1% chance in August to make the playoffs, and they made the playoffs, made the wild card, went in the ALCS. So like,
yeah, no,
you know,
I don't know what the Royals are gonna do to be honest. And other than that, I mean, there's not many names. I know we got the what is it, Morel Kelly, and then who's the other one?
Gallon.
Isn't there another Kelly or another Morel?
There, not that I know of. Oh, Mitch Keller.
Mitch Keller. Yeah, that's right. I get them
I,
mixed
I
up all the
think
time.
Keller. I think Keller'd be a good fit. You just need someone to start that third game, and you got to hope that because you're not bringing in two starters, it's just not going to happen. So you got to figure that a Heel or a Schlittler, one of them's got to get the job done, and you have some depth either way, and then you got to bring in someone to start game three, and game three might be Schlittler or might be Heel. So you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
you need one guy for that game So, I mean, Keller, I'd be fine with. Like, you just need someone to pitch well down the stretch. The Yankees aren't bringing in an ace. Like, they're not going to. Maybe that somehow it happens. I'd be pretty surprised. They're not bringing in like an Alcantara. They're not bring
Well,
all these players are just all the players in this whole thing. Besides really a couple guys like a Suarez, there's no like giant stars. That's why I think like the Yankees could just make a bunch of deals and just try to universally lift up the team. But Keller, I'd be fine with. Merrill Kelly, I think solid. Like he'd be all right too. Um, you got to kind of lower your expectations a bit of this whole deadline. I mean, people have been saying it for months. The Yankees aren't just gonna pull someone out of their ass, but they might. And you know, I think the bullpen is just I think you got to bring in like almost. I hate to say it. I think you almost got to bring in three arms, at least two. I mean,
yeah, three's a
who,
lot. I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree, but I mean, who is in this bullpen? Like, are we serious? I let me look at the Yankee report. He put out a tweet today, that I couldn't even believe was real. Outside of the 19 errors in 23 games. Um, you know, let me see. The Yankee report. I'm pulling it up now. You take it away, Christian.
take what or what? Oh, well, we have Yeri De Los Santos.
Okay.
We have Alan Winans, who struck out Bryce Harper today.
Just got optioned.
um,
Oh my God. Christian, are you the oh my God.
let's read
There's
it.
got to be. The Yankees bullpen has allowed 65 earned runs in their last 84 innings pitched. That's a 6.96 ERA. I, I mean, like
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
know that
bad.
I know they'll have Leiter and Cruz coming back, but geez, I mean, oh my God.
Cruz will help a lot. Um,
Yeah, he will. Him going down was really bad for this team.
yeah, Weaver's got to be nails. That's bottom line. I think everyone has a little bit of a right to be concerned about him. But I also trust Luke Weaver. I would trust him in a playoff game. Devin Williams, I'm also at the point where I kind of like, I think he's got it. I really do think it was a fluke. And, he's still going to give up runs every now and then. That happens to every pitcher in baseball. But
Yeah.
I don't think he's the April pitcher that we saw. So, you bring in a, a really quality relief pitcher, which I kind of think they need to. Then you have a really solid base. And then I also think, one of the Yankees' struggles right now is, and, this kind of goes back to the starting pitching, but starters have not gone deep in games. And then they find themselves in the fourth, fifth, maybe sixth inning, and they got to piece the game together
Yeah,
from
and
there. But I
yeah.
will say, I think Yarbrough coming back, like, if he's not in the rotation, he can help out so much because he can give you 3 innings out of the pen and get you right to a Weaver Williams. So you don't have to go to that Yeri De Los Santos or Alan Winans.
And the bullpen is I mean, the bullpen's gassed. I mean, it's really gassed, and that's because early on in the year, Yankees were rolling out Warren, Carrasco for a while. Like they were going to their bull and Stroman, they were going to their bullpen so much. Like
Yeah.
I was concerned about that, and I said that like that's going to be an issue. But they didn't really have a choice. Like they didn't. So it is what it is. I do want to get into this. And I've been thinking about this, and you know, like the trade deadline's going to help. Like if the Yankees add in pitching and they do upgrade the players and they do upgrade the roster, I mean, but like at the same time, the Yankees got to like get their head out of their ass. Like you got to start playing better baseball. I mean, it's almost been 6 weeks. You've given up 13 and a half games to the on on Memorial Day. The Yankees had an 8 game lead on the Blue Jays. They're 6.5 games out. 6.5 games out. 2 months later, like You can't continue to do this. And Judge is going to go on the IL. You know what this team's like without Judge. So, things are going to get tougher. And I know the lineup's pretty good, but losing Judge is still going to be a big loss for, 10 days or maybe a little more or whatever. Like, you got to bring in players. Just because you're the Yankees doesn't mean you can't lose. Like, when we had Dave Sims on, he said that. Like, you guys, they have to start playing better. Like, it needs to start now. You
Yeah.
have a what 1.5 game lead. Christian, they have a 1.5 game lead over the wild card spot. Christian, if they lose the next 3 games, they might be out of a playoff spot. So, like, we can't you can't sit here. Like, if the problems on the field don't like, the defense has to tighten up. 19 errors, 23 games can't happen. It can't happen. Defense has to get better. And that's not something that bringing in McMahon helps. Still, what, another 8? There's another 8 guys on the field, so the guys on the field have to step up too. The bullpen guys in the bullpen have to step up. Starters, Freed and Rodon. We've asked so much for you all year. All year we've asked so much for them, and it sucks, but they have to step it up too. So, like, that's what's going to happen because you can't continue to play like this. If the Yankees do this for another 2 weeks, things are going to get really, really, really concerning. Then you're looking up and a playoff chase, and then we're doing a 2021. So it's not like, I think a lot of it has to start on the field. What do you think about that?
I think every Yankee fan has the right to be upset about the defense. It's been terrible. It's embarrassing. I mean, errors at the major league level just shouldn't happen. That's bottom line. But what I would counter to that is, the people who are looking at this bad defensive stretch and saying, we don't know the fundamentals of baseball. We need to sell at the deadline. Like, bad defense is contagious. When guys are throwing the ball around, it's a sloppy brand. Other people are going to be throwing it around. It's just like going through a hitting slump. But I gotta be honest, it's not something that I'm concerned about for the future. Do I think Bellinger's gonna misread another fly ball in the playoffs? No. Do I think Jazz is gonna boot a ball at second base like he did today? Not more than any other second baseman would. We have Ryan McMahon at
Yeah.
third, Anthony Volpe going forward. I, I know people are down on him. Look, I mean, I do go back to the playoffs. He played a great shortstop. I don't think the kid
He
shies in
hit
the
in the
moment.
playoffs too.
Yeah,
Volpe
that
hit
that's
in the
what I'm saying.
playoffs. He's
I
one of the
don't think
best
it's a matter
hitters.
of pressure. I think he's just simply had a bad defensive year. He'll be fine. There's just I don't think there's a lot to overreact though about the defense going forward. Like, yeah, it's embarrassing in the moment, but like they I feel like you'd be lying to yourself if you think it's going to continue.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be as bad as this. I think the concerning thing is you can't give teams extra outs in the playoffs. No one wants to see how the Yankees lost in the World Series happen again. Is that a reason where you should sell because the Yankees are making errors? No. I don't think the Yankees really should sell. If Judge was out for the year, and we heard that today, it made me get my head scratching a little bit on it. I don't think the Yankees should sell, given the way the American League is. Carlos Stanton could go nuclear and carry the Yankees single handedly to the World Series, and who knows what happens then. So you don't sell, but you know you get in a wild card series, and the Yankees have a wild card series, Christian, like they had the 3 game set in Toronto, where they gave up all those runs. Yeah, that can't happen in the playoffs. That can't happen. That's where the concern comes from. I do feel like there is a medium in that, but I don't think it'd be a
Yeah,
reason to sell. But it's not even the defense with me, Christian. It's the collective team as a whole. Like, you have to start playing better because this is not normal to suck for 6 weeks, for 3 straight years, and not even 6 weeks. Yankees suck from June to August and start playing better in September. And then they're like, all right, and then go into the playoffs. Like, I don't even know why that happens. I don't know if it's guys are burnt out. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a Boone thing. I don't I have no idea. But you guys, they have to start playing better. It's not like this is not like, the Orioles last year. Christian, the Yankees, if the Orioles were a little bit better last year, the Orioles probably would have won the division. If the Orioles had a good second half, they would have won the division. The Orioles were just as bad as the Yankees in the second half. The Yankees basically were trying to give the division up last year. Like this year, I don't even know. The division might be over at this point. 6.5 games. I think they play Toronto another 3 times. I'm not saying it's over. I mean, look at what Toronto's has done over these 2 months. So it's not over, but like they have to start playing better. You can't just keep losing and losing and losing and expect this trade deadline to fix everything. Because I hate to break it to you, like we touched on, Christian, there's no Juan Soto, there's no Otani, there's no this guy, that guy that you're bringing in. You're bringing in a collective bunch of good players to try to upgrade this team as a whole. But there's not a Juan Soto type player that can throw a blanket over this and the Yankees just magically start winning. It's gonna a lot of the Yankees winning is gonna have to start with the guys on the field.
Yeah, but I mean, I also do think the trade deadline jump starts that. I mean, I think back to last year, I feel like the Yankees were in such that tough stretch, and then Jazz came in
Yeah,
and yeah, and they
swept the
sweep the
Phillies.
Phillies. Yeah, I even feel like what was that 2022? I Rizzo comes in. I feel like they were faltering. They play the Marlins. Rizzo's doing great. He gets off
Swept
to a
the
great
Marlins
start. Yeah,
21.
you sweet. So
21.
I do think to a certain degree it contributes, and I also just think like the noise does get a little bit louder in the summer because beginning of the season it's like, all right, we'll see, like we'll let things even
Yeah.
out a little bit, and yeah, it's hotter in the summer. Guys get a little lazy. That's why we see some lackadaisical mistakes. They also just simply have done this in the past, and it does suck. But I don't think if I just erase the past from my memory and I'm looking forward to the future, like I still think you gotta feel really, really good about this. Especially like as long as Judge is fine, it's a great team. What I mean,
Mm.
it's one of the best offenses in baseball by a mile.
No, I would agree, Christian, but they haven't, the one stat that matters is wins and losses, and they haven't been able to do that for 6 weeks.
What do you think of the I don't know what they call it. The whole it's like Pythagorean theorem or something
Yeah.
about the Yankees' run differential to their wins and losses.
Yeah, what they should have a lot more wins based off their run
I believe
difference.
6 more than they have right now.
Yeah, well, a lot of that's early on with the blown saves.
Yeah, that's also very true. I don't know. I'm just like I'm excited for what the Yankees do over these next few days. I also think like to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it changes tomorrow, the entire dynamic. I know we had McMahon in the lineup for the first day today, but today was kind of just like a hold your breath. Is Judge
Yeah, 333 career hitter as a Yankee.
What did he
Ryan
walk or he
McMahon.
only got 3 at bats?
He only got 3 at bats.
Oh. Well, anyways, I don't. I just think it's kind of one of those things. They'll get a little jump started. Everything, winning cures everything. No one's talking about an error when you win the game, and then I feel like a lot will fall into place as long as the Yankees continue with the trade deadline and address the pitching needs.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, look, see what happens. I mean, I'm really starting to get anxious about this whole team. But maybe that maybe they get some sort of wake up call that way, and they start if the Yankees start winning tomorrow, they'll be okay. They'll be in a good spot. You go another 2 weeks, you go another 3 weeks, it gets concerning. Gets concerning. I mean, you can't have teams like like the Texas Rangers be a game and a half out. Can't. I mean, it's just uh, yeah, we always go to the payroll thing, but having teams like Toronto lead the division by you, and it's just that's frustrating. Like, if I'm Halsheimer and I'm like, I'm spending so much money and I'm trying to compete with the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays have a 6.5 game lead over me in our division. Like, I gotta be like, Cash, bro. Like, what are we doing here? So we'll see what happens. If the Yankees continue to make more pieces and add more, I think think they'll get better as a whole, and might even see some vintage Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield, which would be something to see. I was wondering this, Christian, when they have is Paul Goldschmidt gonna like if a ball gets hit down the right field line? Are you having Goldschmidt just run all the way down the line to get the ball there?
I don't know. Goldschmidt's pretty old too. That's
Or
we
do
might
you
see some triples down the line at Yankee Stadium. It's gonna be interesting. I will say, for Big G's speed, he does about as much as he can do in right field.
yeah, I love it just don't get hurt. I mean, really.
Well,
Just,
yeah, yeah.
get the fly balls and the problem is anything hit down the line could be a real um I wonder what his arm is still like. You think because he always had a phenomenal arm, Giancarlo Stanton. Phenomenal. I'm sure it's taken a little bit of a step down, but you think he'd still rifle it out there?
I bet he still has a pretty solid arm, if I had to guess.
If
And he
I
gets
want
good
to see
reads. He's quick to the ball. Not
I want to
speed
see
wise, but you know.
I want to see You know what I want to see? I want to see a ball hit down the line. Stanton chases after it. The guy's like, "Oh my god, I'm going 3 on this because it's Stanton fielding it." And I want to see Stanton from like the Yankee Stadium right field foul pole just fucking blast one and just nail the runner at third. That would be like
That would be
sick.
pretty sweet.
That'd be sick.
Okay.
Um,
Ryan, I don't know how hot you want to get here, but I do need to get something off my chest.
what do you need to get off your chest? Oh my
I,
god, MLB tweeted the video about Rosario homering. What a loser MLB is for that.
yeah, but we're about to do the
Dude,
same thing.
the MLB admin sucks. Like the MLB Instagram account is so bad.
Why do you say that?
Because like you see some of the posts that didn't they say Aaron Judge was the third best player like in their
Uh,
rankings this year?
Preseason?
They Yeah, they said Bobby it was Otani 1, Bobby Witt 2.
I mean, I guess Otani, if he's pitching, he could go above Judge, but yeah, that makes no sense.
Otani's mid as fuck, bro.
I agree. Ryan, I don't think Marcus Stroman should be making that many more starts for the Yankees.
Who's gonna start? I mean, you put Heel in there, you get rid of
I,
Stroman.
yeah, I don't think if Schlittler's still on the team, I just think it's stupid to be pitching Marcus Stroman instead of him. I
It's
and I,
time
and I,
to
and I, and I think it's the exact same thing as DJ LeMahieu. Like he's been bad. All the metrics support that he's not getting any better. He passes the eye test as really bad, and kind of the reason he's on the team is because he's making a lot of money, and it's a bad
yeah.
look. And the fact that the Yankees were willing to cut ties with DJ, Marcus Stroman's done after this year. Who cares if he misses or if he's not playing for 2 months and you're still paying him for that? I don't. Cam Schlittler has such a better chance of being successful in the big leagues than Marcus Stroman, and it is so obvious. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
Cam Schlittler is going to be Garrett Cole, but I, I would bet you $500 that he will 100% do better than Marcus Stroman.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe the Yankees do that. I mean, don't get hot just yet. I mean, they had no other choice as of now. And when they bring in a starter at the deadline, probably, and when Heel comes back, I think he's gonna make one more rehab start, and then Heel comes back. Maybe the Yankees do that. Very well could see them doing that because you're not moving Stroman to the bullpen. He said he's a starter.
He
Your
said he
Heel's
wouldn't
gonna
move
be
to the bullpen.
that was the whole thing in spring training. That was like the whole. That's why everyone got on. You didn't hear that? Where were you?
Well, spring training, but I mean, it's much different now. Spring training, he was coming off last year where he was, he was all right. I would say it's much different now.
Yeah, I think look, I think Strowman might be just done as a whole. I mean,
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
he could still find, if he wanted to actually, because he is reliable. I mean, I know he got injured a little bit this year,
Reliable.
but yeah, but he's made 30 starts. I mean, almost his whole career, other than
Uh,
this year.
ri- uh, Basically, my point is any one of our AAA pitchers could do what Marcus Stroman
No,
is gonna
I
do.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Like
I'm just
if we need
saying.
someone to throw innings, call up. I don't.
No, no, I'm just saying for another team, because I was about to say, I
I
think
don't.
him in the league, he could be done in the league, and I was gonna say maybe he could find work elsewhere as a long relief man, but he just doesn't have an out pitch, dude. He just, he just doesn't have an out pitch. He just, you know, uh, but it is what it
Is
is, and
Carlos Carrasco still pitching for
yeah,
our
he's been
AAA
pitching a
team?
lot better. Yeah, been pitching a lot better in AAA lately too. And you're paying him. That Michael K was red hot about that, and I have to agree with him. On the opener game, remember when the Yankees came out of the break and started Ian Hamilton? Why didn't
Yeah,
you have Carlos Carrasco start that game? You're already paying Carlos Carrasco. Like why wouldn't you give Carrasco that start? At least he could give you 5 innings, and then our whole bullpen got gassed. The Yankees were lucky they won that
yeah, that was
series.
so dumb. I did
But
not.
wouldn't you agree giving that start to Carrasco would make sense?
Uh, yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
do you know he's been good in the minors?
I don't think he has, but we'll look at his stats now. But I know he's been pitching better late. I think his last outing he went 7 innings, 1 run.
What's going on with Chase Hampton? Oh, is he out for the year?
Yeah,
What is it? Tommy John?
yeah.
Okay, never mind. I don't know why he was so high up
Well,
on
actually no,
Fangraphs
he
stat.
actually is. Carrasco is pitching to a 3.27 ERA in AAA in 11 games, 52 and a third innings pitch. Yeah, should have started that game.
Well, why miss out on the opportunity to go through every single bullpen guy on your first day back from the
Wait,
break?
Why the hell is Carlos Carrasco not in the fucking bullpen right now? Well, he has a 3.27 year. Why the fuck is he not in the bullpen? He can pitch multiple innings. He's better than fucking Winans and who else do they have in here? They should get Carrasco up here because he's on the 40 man too.
Um,
I
that's
don't
pretty
get that.
weird.
Right? Because let's look at their bullpen. Let's just do
JT
it.
Brubaker.
Bree Baker's actually been good, but he's ass.
I mean,
Like, I mean,
he'd be the only other one to go. I yeah.
Winans, F Ross,
Efra.
Win. Yeah,
Oh wait, hold
Winans.
on.
They just
I don't
optioned.
have the accurate list right now.
Winans just got Winans. I think Winans and yeah, Winans F Ross they optioned, so they brought back
Okay,
Santos
here we go.
yesterday, and they just sent down Winans. Wouldn't the next they just so they're gonna call up a reliever tomorrow. Because Rosario's not gonna be activated tomorrow.
Maybe we'll see Cookie.
Why not bring Cookie back?
Hey, I give him starts over Stroman. I'm so out on Stroman, dude.
You're a Stroman hater? Bro's got mad aura. Don't say that. He might block you.
Well, he's another one of those guys that we were talking about earlier. You know that you bring him in like we all thought he was going to be perfect for New York. It's a terrible contract.
Yeah, it was a bad contract. He just fell off so quickly, and kind of got overshadowed last season. The Yankees going into the playoffs, and just
Was he out of the bullpen
because
in the playoffs?
what?
Was he out of the bullpen in the playoffs?
No, he got left off the ALDS roster. They put him on the ALCS and World Series roster. He didn't pitch in the games.
Yeah, that's kind of that's also like that goes right back to my point. I know for a fact the Yankees would not let him touch a playoff mound. So, why not just experiment with one of your younger guys or literally anybody else and just see if maybe they could be an asset in the playoffs? They have 3 months left to go see what they
Hey,
got. Or 2
Christian,
months.
Christian, I know he's made 2 starts. Schlittler out of the bullpen in the playoffs, gassing him up 100 for coming in for an inning or 2.
Yeah, but I want to see more as Cam as a starter. I think it's early. First 2 appearances haven't been terrible, haven't been great. I do want to see more of him though. Like give him.
Hey, had pitched better than Fried and Rodon in the series against the Jays.
Yeah, I mean, like Jays are a great lineup. I think he walked a few too many guys, but he was.
Jays put the ball in play.
Yeah, and I didn't think he was necessarily getting rocked around. So I do want to see a little bit more of him as a starter. I do think he could be an asset in the playoffs. That I keep going back to that. I feel like by the end of the season, if you were to give Schlittler run, and I assume the Yankees are going to heal the starter role, but if you give both of them run, I feel like by the end of September, we're going to be feeling really good about one of them going into the playoffs. Like, oh, this guy can dominate a playoff mound. I can't. You got to move it. Is that Rosario?
Yeah, I mean, literally stealing our content. Stop. They're literally watching this, bro. Fries, bro. What are you Googling? Oh, just an awful pitch.
Classic Chapman.
Christian, I remember this day too.
Hanging slider.
Me and my dad went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I bought like a brand new, like fresh Yankee fitted, and I was all excited to wear it for the game.
Jeez. Well, at least he's a Yankee now. I mean, yeah, we don't need to watch that.
I'd like Rosario. I think he'd be good asset for this club. Um, like that move. I think I'm gonna buy his jersey too.
One, do we know what number he is?
No, no. What number do you wear? He was always like
Oh,
a
what
low
what do
digit
you what do you
guy.
think about Ryan McMahon inheriting Aaron Boone's old number? Any
19 is
bad
my favorite.
mojo with that?
Christian, 19 is my favorite number, right?
I don't know if I know that. Well, was that your
Well,
number? Yeah.
my birthday's May 19th. So, like, my dad's birthday was February 19th. So that
Did,
was always like what?
did you ever wear 19?
I never did. I never got the opportunity to, unfortunately. Um, but 19 is my favorite number. So, I like McMahon with 19 because 19's it's a pretty good number on the team. We haven't had many Yankees to wear that. Pablo Reyes wore it this year. Um,
And
I,
he's inheriting Boone's skills as a player, not as a
well,
manager.
Boone as a player. I mean, for the
He,
Yankees,
the
he was
clutch
all
he'll
right.
inherit the clutchness. The
Yeah,
walk-off homer versus Boston.
Boone
Oh,
hit
he was
170.
number Boone. Okay, yeah. Yeah, number 19.
Yeah, no, he was not. He's
Yeah.
17 now as the manager, Boone, but he was 19 in the Yankees. Hit like
Why didn't he keep
170 in.
19?
I think because Tanaka had 19 when Boone came over here. So Boone was not going to make one of his own players switch their number, especially Tanaka, who was like probably 2017, like maybe the most prominent player on the team. Like he was a star. So
Ryan, do you want me to read some of the chats?
yeah, sure.
All right. This first one's from Itchy Nuts.
Dude, my nuts are itchy.
Stroman could throw a dozen eggs and break none.
Yikes. Oh, Rosario career 820 OPS. No, 800 OPS for his lefties.
Rosario has -8 outs above average. He will fit in well with the Yankees defense.
Guys, what do you want the Yankees to do? Just everyone's a fucking five-tool player now? Like, I mean, like who? Like, what are we doing?
What is Ahmed's contract?
He's making like 2 million this year. He's 1 year deal.
Yeah, 1 year deal. We need two bullpen arms and a great starter because there isn't really a point of getting a mid pitcher when we have that already. I honestly don't hate that take, but at the same time, the Yankees don't really have necessarily like an average pitcher that you could trust in a playoff game. Maybe Will Warren, but I really don't want to see
Yeah, but
that.
you got time. Like if you bring in like a Mitch Keller, you have three potential options that probably four. You probably one of them breaks out because you have Heel, Schlittler, the mystery pitcher, and a Yarbrough. So maybe one of those guys figures it out. And I also think Stroman's probably going to find his way off the team because Yarbrough's going to come back too, and Leiter's going to come back. So where are you going to have all these pitchers? Stroman's not pitching out of the bullpen, so I do think
Yeah,
Stroman.
they kind of need a guy that they can trust to go 5 innings in the playoffs and hand in an okay start. They don't really have. I
He,
mean,
I
you
mean, if
just
Heel's healthy, Heel could do that. He pitched the one game they won in the
yeah, but
World
who's
Series.
the other one? Who's the fourth?
I mean that depends how far you go. Like you know,
Yeah, but you can't
but
like you kind of need one.
yeah, you do. I mean, I
I
don't
feel
know.
I feel like it's pretty modern now to go through four in the. I mean, I assume we're planning on getting to a 7 game series. So, uh,
Well, I mean, the way it looks right now, we'll be playing in our first ever wild card series.
yeah.
Well, no, because we did in 2020, but
Oh well, that doesn't count. Actually, that did count. That was a fun series. Um,
Chris, do you
Mc,
think we win the division? Six and a half
uh,
out. 2 months, about 2 months, a little over 2 months left
I
to
mean,
play.
Toronto's gonna slow down. They
But you play
are.
them three times, so
Yeah, but
you really.
they're gonna lose games. I don't know though. I mean, my take from before the season's looking pretty spot on, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. I think they're a low 90s team. Uh, so I honestly just think it's a matter of how good Toronto does. Yanks will probably win 92, 93 games, and then I don't know, but also at the same time it doesn't matter. Like division just does not matter as much as it used to. It's two best teams in the AL. So, Yanks could just
Yeah, but
barely squeak out Toronto.
the third team's gonna get home. Like,
You have to play in another round of playoffs. There is such a big difference between not having to play in a
oh
3 game
yeah,
series
oh
and not.
yeah,
So that's
huge.
why the,
The buy is so crucial now, so crucial.
I know. So winning the division is getting home field advantage in the playoffs, just for the wild
Yeah, but
card,
you want
just for the
like you
wild
said, you
card
want
round.
to be. Yeah, but you want to be the two best. So
Uh,
like, I would agree.
yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is if we're at that point where we're worrying about home field advantage, we're probably going to be fighting for a wild card spot. Yanks still could be
Sure.
one of the two best teams in the AL. They're good enough, and I think that's still possible. They'll have to get hot. They'll have to be probably above a 92, 93 win team. But again, it is possible. Tigers have been melting down a little bit. Blue Jays probably aren't going to sustain it. Astros are somehow there. God knows how, but
Houston is out of all the teams in the AL that scare me the most is Houston.
I don't know. I still think Blue Jays are there for me right now. Uh, Houston is not the old Houston that we
Yeah, but
lost it.
bro, they got good pitching, and they're Houston, bro. Like outside of last year, they've been there. Like
Yeah,
last year, they
I'm
went
just
to.
more scared of the Blue Jays because I feel like they're this year's Houston. Like we just can't beat them. So
Yeah, well, first of all, Toronto's got to fucking do something in the playoffs before I'm jumping on their bandwagon. Like, I think they might end up winning the division, and I do think they're a really good team. But they're like the Orioles in my book. You can't go to the playoffs and just get swept. Come on. Everyone likes to get on the Yankees back, and all these other teams, the AL East, can't do shit. I mean, if you're looking at the last like 5 years, I mean, Boston has been um almost exceptional in the last 20 years or so. But
Yeah,
um,
I don't know. The Blue Jays are the main one that concerns me in the division. The Tigers, I think I've said it before. I was just never worried about. I know they beat us in
mm.
a series early on. Um, any of the Central teams, I
And yeah,
please
I
give
mean,
them to us in the postseason. The Yankees just
don't
own them.
don't don't rule out any sleeper teams like a Seattle. I mean, there's a lot of baseball left. So
Yeah,
uh,
Seattle could be sneaky. Uh, but I really think the biggest threat right now to the Yankees. Well, I mean, obviously you have Toronto, and then I guess we'll see what that Astros team is. But basically, it is up for grabs, and if the Yanks have a good week or two, they're right back in that mix. I don't want to sound like Aaron Boone, but that's his thing. That's his thing with
oh yeah,
Volpe. Yeah,
it's
give him
right in front of him.
2 good weeks, and he's a league
Maybe
average hitter.
maybe the runner maybe the runner trips or something. Dude, I
Wait,
just I
what
like I
Ryan? What do
don't
you think the probability of the runner tripping is?
4%. Like,
Might
what are
be
you even
lower. It might
saying?
be lower. I that is
But
a
like
pretty wild
honestly,
comment.
what are you saying? This is what you like. It's crazy that I'm 20 years old and and I could have a 10 times better presser than Aaron Boone. Isn't that crazy? This is all you have to say. So Boone, what are your thoughts on that Goldschmidt play there? Yeah, it's unfortunate, in a spot like that, you got to trust Goldschmidt. I mean, he's been a Gold Glover most of his, been a Gold Glove caliber player his whole career. Is a really good defender. Unfortunate play. You don't want to have that happen in that spot. He's a good defender. I trust him. Is what it is, and he'll learn from it, and we'll move on. Like, what do you mean? Maybe the runner trip. What are you talking about? Like that's it's just like it's almost as if he wants to rub it in. Like it's almost as if like he just wants to like anything we say as fans, he just wants to disagree with. Like the press game ended, the post game press conference ended last week, and he was getting hot about Volpe, and he goes to Meredith when the cameras were off. Yankees ended the press conference, and he goes to Meredith and he goes, "He's fucking elite" regarding Anthony Volpe. What do you like? Why are you so mad? Like, what metrics do you have? Like,
I
Volpe's been swinging the bat well lately too. But
oh well, you will never hear me get excited about Anthony Volpe ever again, Ryan. And you'll never ever hear me get too critical of him ever again, unless that he makes errors in big spots. But I am solely neutral. I know he is a below average hitter. That's probably all he'll ever be for his career. And hey, if he plays good defense, it's suitable for the next 2 years or 3 years maybe.
Aaron Boone, bro, just like now,
I,
not
I think
just
I
say
think one of the problems also is that Aaron, like, you get like the Yankees narratives that are so out there and that aren't true, and then Boone hears those, and then when he gets a question that is reasonable, I feel like he's just so in shutdown mode that he is just so dead set on what he hears that I don't think he can hear any outside noise because he wouldn't know how to filter through it. So to him, all of this stuff is just like he doesn't hear a difference between a Yankee fan saying, "Oh, Anthony Volpe sucks," and "Oh, Anthony Volpe's been terrible defensively this year."
he's just like he takes what you say about his players personally. And it's not even like when he gets asked those questions. It's like when he's in a post game, like the way he'll talk about his players. Like he will like and I get it. You're not throwing like you should never. And I'm the first to tell her, as a manager, unless it's an egregious play where the guy is completely not hustling or it's just a super lackadaisical dumb play, like a guy forgets how many outs there are. Unless it's super, super egregious, you should never be ripping your players to the media. You know what that does to someone's psychology? You know, social media sucks. It sucks. Like, you should never be doing that. But, like, to the point where it's just nauseating. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, that's where you just gotta draw the line. Like, and, I'm sure he does talk to a lot of these guys privately, but that doesn't mean you need to be so nauseating. Like, you're only riling up the fan base more. The runner trips. Aaron, come on. Your dad's played Major League Baseball. Your grandpa's played Major League Baseball. Like, it's crazy. And people have said this, like Joel Sherman, other Yankee people too, that like some of Joel Sherman said this on his podcast a few days ago. He said, I'm sure Aaron Boone knows baseball way more than I do. But like he said, some of the things that come out of his mouth like really make you question that. Like, and that's true. I'm not saying Aaron Boone doesn't know ball. I think he does. It's obviously a reason he made the manager. But like, what are you like? What are you talking about? The runner trips. We would have won that playoff game if the roof was open. Like what?
Mhm.
Just go could go on and on.
No, so someone said he's a player manager, and he's trying to protect his players. And yes, like I agree, and I'm so for that. Everyone always likes to compare us to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are the role model. They're all perfect. Dave Roberts is probably even more that than Aaron Boone. Like he is best friends with everyone. Everyone loves him. Like that dynamic is okay. That's kind of how it should be now. I mean, that is like our modern culture. But to your point, like the problem then is there is no line for him. There is no separation between fantasy and simply protecting his players. Like it gets to a point where there is a little bit of delusion. I know you just named a few examples of, the runner tripping, the roof being closed. There are certain things, and like the players see this. They see his press
Yeah,
conferences. They see the viral stuff that fans are talking about. It kind of makes you wonder, well, is this real? Like what? I know we talk about, all right, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Say Boone says whatever he says behind closed doors. Players still see what he says in his post game press conferences.
yeah,
And it is a weird dynamic. And I'm telling you, I'm not one to put everything on Boone. Aaron Boone is not the reason we're making errors. It's not.
mm,
He doesn't need to make them run after the game. That wouldn't clean up the defense. But I think the problem comes from, and I know Aaron Boone said this on Talking Yanks when they got in their whole debate, and he was like, "Well, I don't care what you want to hear." And to a certain degree, like, sure, you guys can have your press conferences. The only thing us fans care about is winning. The reason why that does matter, though, is the general brand of the Yankees. And I think it goes beyond winning, because who knows how much it actually affects play on the field. But, when the Yankees do embarrassing stuff, which every team's going to do, and then the manager comes out and he says something stupid that's getting clipped all over the internet trying to justify it, that's when it's a bad look. And that's when it becomes a bigger deal than it actually is.
yeah. I agree with everything you just said. Um, you know, you can't continue to do that. It doesn't make sense. Like there's and I don't know if Boone knows it. I'm actually not joking because he gets so mad like when you question him. But like, dude, there's not anyone who agrees. Like if you're a guy who's like Aaron Boone is the problem, he's the reason the Yankees don't win. You don't like Aaron Boone's press conferences. If you're a guy who's like, I think Boone's a good manager, the Yankees problems are on the field. It's not with Boone. They agree. His press conferences are stupid. Like, that's one of the things that I feel like every Yankee fan agrees on. I have never seen one Yankees fan, not one single Yankee fan that says, "I like Aaron Boone." Not rephrase. I've never seen one Yankee fan who said, "I like Aaron Boone's press conferences." Not one. Like, there's no one that agrees with anything that he says in a press con
And you know
like,
what? I've the perfect thing to add to that, because going back to his little blurb on Talking Yanks where he was like, "I don't care what you want to hear,"
I wanna see him throw a hat down.
it was a little crazy. But going back to that, like, sorry, Aaron Boone, a baseball manager doesn't really do much nowadays. You are not a football coach, all right? You're not calling plays, you're not doing anything. You're setting the lineup that probably Cashman hands to you on a silver platter. You're making moves based on all the data you have. A ginormous part of your job is talking to the media. Like, you're kind of the face of the
There's a
team.
reason you do it every day.
Yeah, you kind of have to care a little bit about the responses and how people interpret it. That does matter a tiny bit.
Yeah. No, I would totally agree. Um, because Christian, like you said, players online see a lot of what is said. They just do. I mean, they follow, it's all over. Aaron Boone, giving stuff for reporters to talk about and giving those viral moments just adds more heads to the team, just adds more distractions, you know? Like, who say a guy in the clubhouse. Okay, for example, Boone's defending Volpe like he's God or something, and now everyone's raging on Volpe. They're even more mad because Aaron Boone's like rubbing salt in the wound, and now there's more social media
Mm-hmm.
attention on Volpe. What if Volpe sees that and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, What if Volpe's sitting there like, Aaron, what are you saying? Now there's gonna be even more people after me.
It adds fuel to the fire. There's no way he doesn't realize that. Like, it just turns into twice the thing that it already is after every press conference. What is his goal? I don't understand it. Who is it? Who's he helping?
I don't I you can look at it from every angle and I don't see what his and that's exactly what Joel Sherman said 2 days ago. Like I don't know where he's coming from, what he's trying to accomplish. Like I can't wrap my head around it at all, one bit.
Yeah, and again, I am not one to say that this affects play on the field. I'm just saying brand of the Yankees. It's weird. Like, imagine he had like Bill Belichick press conferences.
Oh my
You
god.
know how
Can you imagine
entertaining
Bill
that would be? He would just shut up all the reporters. Yeah, I'm not talking.
I think Bill
No comment.
Belichick and Aaron Boone and Bill Belichick got to be the most opposite of people of all time.
But at the
I
same
mean,
time, I think they would actually get along. They're both old school guys. Like,
oh no, dude, Aaron Boone seems like a great guy. I mean, if Christian, if I had someone who defended me like that, of course I'd be his friend, but
I know
maybe not.
I saw a funny comment. It was like, of course every kid's gonna love a dad who gives them sugar whenever they want, or like a lollipop whenever they want. Just got
Maybe
triggered.
maybe Boone is like he's kind of like good cop in the family, and then like Gene Aftermath like lays down the hammer.
Yeah, like when she comes in the clubhouse, it's like hammer on the table. Oh fuck, this isn't
Do
good.
you think Gene Aftermath really does anything?
What is her actual title? She's our
Assistant
assistant.
GM of the
Oh, Brian. No, Brian Cashman probably shuts down anything that comes out of her mouth. Or,
unless
for
it's
all we know, she's the secret mastermind behind all of our success.
maybe it's just been like Gene the whole time.
Maybe. Imagine Hal secretly like super involved, and he just plays this front so he doesn't get the blame. And he is like the one, like, oh my god, we need this guy.
I, I don't even know. Has
No,
anyone
I'm
heard from
kidding.
Hal?
I don't think Hal knows more than like 5 players on the roster.
Oh no, that's what I mean, maybe more than 5, but that's what people have said. Like he's not like he likes the Yankees and he cares, but like people have said, like what I've heard is that like he's not like his dad was a fan. Like his dad would break a TV if the Yankees lost. And his dad was so like George never wanted to lose. George wanted to be a buyer at the deadline every single time. Like he would trade trade a Hall of Fame, Fred McGriff. Like he would trade anyone at the deadline. Like any prospect doesn't matter. You know, like he wanted, you know, he was open to trading Mariano Rivera because he didn't totally trust Jeter at shortstop. So, like, he wanted to do everything, no matter what, to win. He would buy any player he could. Hal's sort of just like I don't know if he's totally like a fan, but I've heard he doesn't know the roster like inside and out.
Do you think Hal knows who Alan Winans is?
I don't know. I don't know. I guarantee he doesn't
That
know
is
who
crazy.
JD's.
Imagine just like approaching him on the street, you're just like talking Yankees ball. He's like, "Oh, I don't know that guy." Like, "Oh, you're the owner of the Yankees." What? It's kind
What
of
do you think
crazy.
Hal even does? Can we hear from Hal? Like, when's the last time we heard from him?
I feel
That's
like
one.
I feel like we'll hear from him if shit really hits the fan. Like then we get like a Hal press conference at Yankee Stadium. He gives us like some cool quotes that we clip where he's like, "I'm all in," like, and then that's kind of that.
Dude, I love me some Hal. A little Hal action.
Yeah, I wonder when the trifecta is gonna get broken up.
Oh, the Hal
Who do you
Cashman
think's gonna
boom.
be the first to go? Boone.
Boom. Dude, I don't see any way in which Cashman gets fired.
How old do you think Cashman will be when he is no longer the GM for the Yankees?
I'd say he's probably the GM for another 5, 6 years.
Uh, how old do you think it can go?
I could see it going another 10, 15.
You don't think he's gonna be like an 80-year-old like GM?
No, but he's
Yeah,
what, like 40 something, 50 something?
probably around his 50s. I mean, he's been.
How old's Dave Dombrowski of the Phillies?
Cashman is 58. Jeez.
Okay, and Dave Dombrowski's 68 for the Phillies. Dude, I love Dave Dombrowski. I think he's a fantastic GM.
Wow. Imagine we see Cat. Hey, if the Yankees start winning, Cashman could say. That's all. You know, he
I
gets
mean,
the
I do
green
think.
light from me.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Cashman. I do think he did a good job this offseason. Although Caleb Durbin right now at third base could be interesting.
I
Especially he's been swinging the
I
bat
have some
well,
I
but
have some good Brian Cashman trivia.
okay. But I mean, when you're a GM of a team, it's pretty. I'd say hard to give that up. I mean, that's got to be so addicting, especially winning, knowing you put that together. I mean, oh my god, that'd be my ultimate dream is to be a baseball GM.
That would be cool. Do you know how
I
tall
would
he
like
is?
throw tape. I would like bully all the analytic nerds. Fishman, where's my data? Not good enough. Run it again and get me a soda. What?
There are some people who have a hatred for what is it, Michael Fishman?
Yeah, have you seen his interview that he had in 2019? There's a reason the Yankees haven't let him do another interview again.
What did he say?
Oh, you've never seen that? Chris, you got
I
to
don't think
watch that.
so.
Yeah, so he became the head, he's the head, Michael Fishman's the head of the analytics for the New York Yankees. Head of the analytics. He is the top analytic guy, oversees the whole analytical department. When he came over in 2019, I believe, he had an interview. It's the only public interview he's done. And he literally, I don't know if he was nervous, Christian. It sounded like he was drunk. He was like, so what and I'm not making fun
I
of him.
can't find it.
Just look up Michael Fishman Yankees interview.
I did. He's had multiple though. He's had one recently because there's a bunch. He was on Hot
Oh, really?
Stove. Yeah, he was
It's the
on.
hot stove one.
This is 2024 though.
No, it's not that.
I don't know. I'll find it later. Um, Ryan, what sport? Brian Cashman has played 2 sports. What are they?
Baseball, football. Didn't he play? Cashman played college baseball at Northwestern.
Uh, according to his Wikipedia page, he's played baseball and harness racing. like on horses.
Bro, Brian Cash God.
And guess how tall he is?
Cashman, what, 5'7"?
Oh, he's 5'10". Come on. I bet that.
Damn.
I bet
Dude,
that.
when he's
I
with
bet that's a.
Meredith,
I
oh
bet
my
that's a lie though.
dude, when he's with Meredith, he looks like 5'1".
Well, yeah, Meredith is what, like 6'2", maybe 6'1".
Meredith's the GOAT. Dude, like, I'd put Meredith against anyone in this league.
Meredith Marakovits is 6 foot.
Dude, Meredith Morakovitz is a GOAT. She's a GOAT. I've never had one bad thing I could say about Meredith.
Oh well, I saw Boone took a little shot at her, also on Talking
Yeah.
Yanks. No, not the thing you were talking about earlier though. Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
She was asking. I think it was. They asked a question about Anthony Volpe. I believe she asked a question and she was like, "We saw you icing your wrist or shoulder or something in the dugout. Is that like contributing to your arm?" And Boone said that she inquired incorrectly because he was actually icing his left arm, not his right arm.
Bro. All I got to say to that is, Boone, Meredith's been here a lot longer than you have. She's been here since 2014.
And she will be here a lot longer than him.
I wouldn't even mind giving Meredith like a GM role. I'd have Meredith be the manager. I wouldn't mind
Really?
that. What's that one girl that she was the first professional baseball manager? Rachel Phillips. She's still the manager on Low A.
I don't know. That was her name?
I think was it Rachel? Oh,
No, it
Rachel
was.
Balvovic.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
Rachel Balvovic. Yeah.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, nothing's popping up. I don't know. I don't really have a spelling on that.
Hmm.
Yankees.
I'll just look up Rachel Balvovic.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, it looks like she's still with the Yankees.
Really?
I think so. Oh, no. Oh, no. Remember she went to the Marlins to do player development?
With Kim
Yeah.
NG. Yeah, the Kim
Yes,
NG.
yes.
Love that. Love that. Marlins looking like they're gonna have a good squad. The guy they got back in the Jazz deal, Agustin Ramirez, looks like a real deal catcher. Kyle Stowers is a beast. Watch out for the Marlins. And they got Peter Bendix, the GM from the Rays.
Um,
I think the Marlins are gonna be good for I don't want to say a long time. I think they're gonna be pretty good in the next couple of years.
yeah, no, they have a promising future, but even then against the Marlins, I mean, what they had Yelich, Stanton, um,
Ozuna,
Ozuna. They had that entire core.
Ray Muto.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything. So, who knows with the Marlins?
Yeah. No. The Yankees gonna make another trade. I feel like Rosario happened like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know. When do you think our next trade will be? I
I would
kind
say
of hope we
tomorrow.
get some deadline action move, like a buzzer beater or something. I don't want to go into trade deadline day. We already have our pieces.
I think they'll try to bring in pitching pretty soon, given the state of the team. And you have a big series with Tampa coming up. You don't want to lose ground on them.
When
So
is that this week or the weekend?
this week,
Let's see. Who's pitching tomorrow? Is it Freed?
no, Rodon.
Oh,
They might get swept tomorrow.
they'll have a.
Zach Wheeler's on the mound tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. Oh well, Yanks had good pitching though. We're fine.
Yeah, but we also give up 12 runs in the game. So
Oh, that really does suck. Well, Stanton says we don't get swept at home, so.
honestly, just get me on the mound. Yankees we gotta have more junk ballers.
Sorry, Dickey playing baseball still.
I wonder if that ever I think that pitch has got to be retired
Oh,
indefinitely.
what's going on? Why haven't our comments been flooded with signing Trevor Bauer? Is he not
Oh
having
my
a good
god,
year?
dude. I can't get dude, I'm sorry. Low key, I don't mean to be this guy because I hate calling people saying you don't know ball if you disagree. Like I hate like saying that, but I'm sorry. Like Trevor Bauer just got optioned in the fucking Japan League to AAA.
Oh, so that's why we haven't heard his name.
Bro, he
Okay.
sucks. Dude, if he was pitching to a 0.12 ERA, he still wouldn't be on a fucking team. And if anyone wants to say, here we go again, Christian, ready? Buckle in.
Should we
If
remake this TikTok that
yeah,
got like
if
200 comments?
yeah, if anyone says, "Oh, Trevor Bauer got blue ball, black ball from the league," dude, Marcelo Zuna, terrible, absolutely terrible. Marcelo Zuna had a domestic violence issue with his wife. Still played baseball. Was in the home run derby. Domingo Herman threw a perfect game after getting it into his wife. Aroldis Chapman had a gun at his wife, was shooting it up in the garage. He's still playing baseball. Made like 2, 3 All-Star teams since then. Trevor Bauer with the whole sexual assault thing has nothing to do with why he's not playing baseball. It has nothing to do with it. The bottom line is, as unfortunate as it is, if you can play and you can produce, they're going to have you on the field. Now, why might you ask, why isn't Bauer on the field? Because the guy was hated by his own Dodger teammates. Because the guy likes to film YouTube videos in the dugout because the guy is one of the biggest locker room cancers you will ever see. That's why. And no one wants that PR because he's going to be making YouTube videos. And what the Pirates, I've heard why doesn't a small market team sign him? Because the Pirates don't want Trevor Bauer. Young teams don't want this guy. It has nothing to do with the sexual assault thing. I can promise you, I swear on my life, it has nothing to do with that. It's because he's fucking crazy. Christian, take it away.
Oh, we might have to run it back with that TikTok. I'm just going through some of the comments from it. So we live in a world where anyone can accuse without evidence and destroy another's life. Again,
That's
just
not
not the
wrong.
reason he's playing baseball. Yankees would be dumb to not bring him in. He didn't do anything.
I guess all other 29 clubs are dumb.
All publicity is good publicity.
That is not true.
He's just yapping. Trevor Bauer would strike out every man in the league.
Get off your knees, buddy.
Garrett Cole hates Trevor Bauer. True. He's willing to play for league minimum. Like, yeah, and also that's why I was saying at the time, like, if you're like the Pirates or the Rockies, go out and sign this guy. You'll get people at your games, fans will watch. Who cares if he sucks in the dugout? You guys already suck, it doesn't matter. But like the Yanks, come on.
Yeah, his career's done, buddy. Robinson Cano is a better chance at 43 years old to return to Major League Baseball than Bauer.
Literally nobody's against this guy. From what I know, everyone is rooting for him.
Yeah, because they love watching like his King of JUCO videos where he teaches you how to throw like a baseball with your eye closed and how it's going to help you increase your spin rate by like 0.2% on a cloudy day when it's raining out or some bullshit.
One more. Bruh, go back to Fortnite. Carry the L for your take on Bauer. All right. Well, maybe we'll hold off on the TikTok.
Maybe we should just do a full 180, be like, here are 3 reasons the Yankees need us.
Yeah, we could stitch that video and be like, here's why the Yankees should
No,
sign Trevor
Christian, no, we have
Bauer.
to do next April. I actually hope Bauer pitches better because next April, for April Fools, we have to come out with a real. Here are 3 reasons why the Yankees should sign Trevor Bauer.
The
One,
Yankees
he's a goated YouTuber.
or sign Bauer, trade, and then you can flip him. Bauer, Peraza, and Pereira for Paul Skeens. Come on. Come on. Paul
Oh my
Skeens
god.
happening?
Nope.
But never
Nope.
zero.
I John Heyman said today that the only player the Yankees would trade Spencer Jones for is Paul Skeens.
Yeah. Oh, you know what today kind of felt like?
What?
The Aaron Judge when we didn't know what he was doing in free agency. Kind of that day where, it came out that he went to the Giants, then he wasn't, and then we were all like, what's going on? That was like the same feeling that I had. Cuz I mean, it was kind of like is this season on or is it not? And I mean, they already put in a lot to this season. That was such big news. It-
Yeah.
we all the stuff. I mean, we've kind of gone away from a lot of that towards the end of the show, but like the stuff we were talking about at the beginning, a lot of those conversations just aren't happening if Aaron Judge is out for the year, and we found that out. Like it is kind of all right. What pieces are we trading? Maybe we can get like a controllable arm in the bullpen and help us a little bit for this year. Maybe we can get into that wild card spot and get hot. But we don't have to have those conversations. We're still the Yankees. We still are in great position to win the World Series this year. So thank you, Aaron Judge. God bless.
Yeah. I love what Stanton had to say too.
What did he
Um,
say? I didn't hear that.
well, they asked him, would you rather play left or right field? And he says, whatever I could do to help the team win. Fucking love that. Stan's a fucking G. Fucking love him. No pun
Yeah,
intended.
yeah. His post game press conferences are phenomenal. He is. I can't recall one thing that he said that anyone has ever gotten on him for. I
I
every
think
answer is
I
so perfect and direct, and I don't believe, and I don't think Stanton is dragging his teammates down by doing that.
I think Giancarlo Stanton's an amazing human being. Like I could see him being like a coach one day because he's a guy you root for. He's a guy you can get behind, and he's a natural born leader. I
Yeah,
love Stanton.
no, I agree, and I think we kind of see that dynamic that maybe we saw with Judge and Rizzo a little bit, but with Stanton and Judge, and I mean this has been going on for a while, where I almost feel like Stanton's kind of that second, Judge's right
Yeah,
hand man. Is Judge isn't going to be the guy that's getting on all his teammates. That's just not who he is. But I feel like Stanton is someone you can count on to hold his teammates accountable.
I would like to be the guy to get on people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
But
be
then,
like,
but then you got
hey,
to be that. And then all the teammates talk behind your back a little bit. They're like, "Oh boy, he's gonna give me shit for this."
dude, if I'm 10 times better than you are, I don't give a fuck.
That's also true.
Like Stanton's on track to be a Hall of Famer, and
What Stan's gonna go up to I don't know
Peraza.
Goldschmidt or Or Volpe and be like, ah, you
No,
should have fielded that ball. I could have done better than you.
no, like you're not going up to Goldschmidt, but you could be like Peraza, like bro, you fucking smell.
How about Randy Levine?
What about Randy Levine,
The
president of the New York
dagger to
Yankees?
Oswald Peraza.
Wait, Randy Levine said something?
People were calling for Randy Levine. I believe it was Randy Levine to be.
No, it sounded like Mark Feinstein. I don't want to quote that though, because is it
Go look.
him or
Um,
yeah? It could have
what
been
was it?
Randy Levine.
I'm pretty sure. Can you look it up? Let's see if I can find it. Oh, no, not Randy Levine. Randy Levine's the president. No,
Yeah,
who who am
the,
I? Why was I
uh,
thinking of Randy Levine?
the guy
No,
that
no, no,
clipped
no.
Frazier. I know who you're thinking of.
Who was it though?
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't know if it might be too
Randy
far gone.
Miller.
Randy
Randy
Miller.
Miller.
Yes, Randy Miller. He asked Oswald Peraza the
Yeah,
most
I
like
saw that.
bizarre just it was like, how
Yeah,
do you feel that you've been a failure? Like, what do you say to that? I mean,
I gotta give
that's one of those
Oswald.
questions that I would not get on Aaron Boone or anybody for saying anything in response to that question because that is
I gotta
absurd.
give Oswald Peraza a ton of credit because he handled that a lot better than most people would. And Peraza just got into like his work ethic, and Peraza's like, I always try to put in the work. Like Peraza handled that flawlessly. If that was me, I'd be like, you fucking douchebag. I play Major League fucking baseball. You don't know anything. But Peraza's smart because if Peraza knows if he said something like that, like Peraza's trying to hold on to a job.
Yeah,
Like,
I
and he,
to you know that's a weird thing to say to his face, but also at the same time, it is kind of like true, and it is so sad that he's just. I mean, we were talking. It was him versus Volpe.
yeah, bro. It's no why. It's because Aaron Boone ruined Peraza's career.
And
That's
oh, is it crazy to say it all started with that? I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but how he got called up wasn't it in Tropicana, and he made like his major league debut in like the ninth inning, down 10 runs, and he was like one of their top prospects at the time, and they were like, "All right, here you go. We'll sneak you in this game." Then they barely gave him playing time. It was like, "What are you doing?"
and then
And he was
said he
also
would start.
great in the first year with the Yankees.
And then he said, "Oh, also IKF can't play shortstop. We just realized that like a minute before the playoffs start, so you can start games in the ALCS for us."
That yeah, that's one of those things that when you do want to do like an overall scope of the Yankees, like fundamentals, analytics, just how much of a mess they've been. That is such a good example of what they did at the shortstop position in what was it, 2022?
Yeah.
Like the fact that they were going into the playoffs juggling shortstops. Jeez. Wow.
That year they should have picked up an Andrew. That year they should have traded for like a guy.
Yeah, but also that's why I go back to Anthony Volpe is just not the worst thing in the world. Like we are in such a better position with him than we were with juggling IKF and Peraza at short.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Christian. I think I got to get to work tomorrow, so I think we'll wrap this up here, unless you got anything else.
No, it is really late.
Okay.
Um
So, yeah. I mean, we'll see if the Yankees make any trades. They bring in Amed Rosario, and they brought in Ryan McMahon. Christian, grade the McMahon one quick out of 10 so
uh
far.
a 5 out of 10.
A neutral,
Yeah.
and grade the Amed Rosario.
A 7. even maybe an 8 for what it was. Like, great, we got an asset. I think that's a great trade.
And I'm gonna buy an Amed Rosario jersey, folks. We will see you Monday, most likely, if not, definitely
Potentially, yeah.
Thursday.
Well, definitely, we're live the entire day Thursday for the trade deadline. You can see we have the call in number. We're gonna be taking voicemails during that. So
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be crazy. I think the Yankees trade for pitching in the next day or so, considering how desperate they are right now. Um, yeah, let's go out there, just try to win a ball game tomorrow. I feel like Ryan McMahon's gonna hit like a 3-run homer in the eighth. And
that'd be cool.
yeah, so that's gonna be it. And let's go, let's keep it up. Let's not keep up the way we've been sucking, but let's get better. Let's try to win. And I mean, oh, also, final thing. I don't know if you saw it, Christian, but because the Hall of Fame induction ceremony is like this Sunday or whatever. So all the teams are wearing like vintage hats.
Okay.
I don't know if so like the Phillies are wearing their retro hat. The Yankees have like an old school logo on theirs. The Florida Marlins are wearing their old school hat. Like all these teams are wearing their throwback hats. I think for Hall of Fame weekend, MLB should make it like they did with Players Weekend, have all like throwback jerseys. Like how sick would that if we had like old school vintage Yankee uniforms versus like the Phillies powder blues like vintage. Like wouldn't that be cool? Like everyone just wears throwback uniforms.
It would be cool. It would be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
on board.
We'll see you guys on the next installment. Yankees might make a trade.